the thing with the fight is so weird because it's way harder than you expect, but way easier than you expect. Like the actual fight was way easier than my training, but the intensity and like the speed that things happen is way faster than you anticipate. So like
they can't really go that hard in sparring.
Yeah, I've never hit someone 100% in
because
sparring.
Otherwise, people are getting knocked out way too often in practice.
Yeah, I spar at like 25, at most like 50%, and I usually stay at like 25%.
Damn, that must be crazy.
So like when we stepped in there, we were like kind of going back and forth, and the first thing I think this was in the first thing that happened was he did something and threw a kick, and he kicked me in the leg, but it knocked him down, so he like stumbled off of it. And I remember, like, right when he stumbled backwards, I rushed forward after him.
I don't know, but yeah, they went that way. We'll catch up to you guys real soon.
Yeah, so he started off with a kick, and he stumbled, and he, like, stumbled backwards. And, like, I rushed forward, like, throwing strikes at him. And then I heard my coach, because they were telling me that you'll get, like, too hyped up right in the start, and, like, people just start being crazy. So, like, I was rushing forward, and then I heard him, like, calm down. And so I was like, all right. And then I backed off. And as soon as I backed off, he, like, rushed at me. And I caught him, like, threw him across the cage pretty much. Like, he just, like, flew all the way to the other side of the cage.
Damn, like a bull.
Yeah. And then, then we kind of like got into the fight. And I remember he was the first one to land a strike. So, like, we were kind of going, and he hit me. It was, like, one of the only hard hits that he hit a hard right hand, like, on my eye. And it hit me, and I was like, this is real. I was like, we're hitting hard. And then, because like up until that point, I was like, can I hit someone full power? Like, can I really go all out and hit somebody?
Yeah.
And I had never like seen the speed and intensity, and that was the first time because like he came forward and it was so fast and so intense, and then it hit me, and I was like, okay. And then from that moment, it was like all the limiters just like turned off, and I was just like full power the whole night.
That must have been wild.
Yeah, but he kind of had the lead in the first round. Like he was pushing in the first half of the first round. And I think he landed a couple good leg kicks and stuff. And then around the second half of the first round, that's when I like started, like the limiter came off and I really started pushing back on him. And I remember I was pushing him back a little bit, and then right when the bell rang, I threw like a switch cross with the left hand, and then stepped straight into a leg kick. And then right when it hit him, the bell rang, and then I was like, all right, we kind of like went back and forth. And like I went back to my corner, and my coaches were like, "All right, that could have gone either way. It might have gone to him, so you need to like do whatever." They were telling me what I needed to do for the second round. Second round, I felt like I was just like killing it because I was pushing him around the ring. Like I hit a bunch of hard stuff. I hit at one point he was coming towards me at the cage, and it was like the coolest moment of the night for me. When I like faked the right hand because he kept going left. He was really good at circling out to my left. So I went here and he circled left, and then I faked a hook. And I do this all the time in sparring. It's like one of my favorite things. I faked the hook, and when his hands came up, I pulled it back and then just spun into a spinning heel kick.
Oh shit!
And I use it all the time because like when you fake the hook, people go like this, and then I pull it back, and then nothing hits them, so they go like this, and then they go like this, and then your foot's coming around.
Oh my god!
And like I hit something. I think it was his glove that I hit. But when it spun around and hit it, I felt the contact, and it like got me so excited because like, oh, I hit it, but like it didn't knock him out because it hit like his hand.
Spinning hook kick is sick.
Yeah.
Even if it's on, because it's got so much power. It's like
So it's hit
those shots. They might like on points. They might be blocked, but you might feel them anyway.
Yeah. So I think I tipped his gloves because he went like this and then like this and like leaned on the cage. I think it hit his glove right here. But like in my mind, I thought I hit him. Yeah. So like that moment, from then on, I was like, I immediately landed at him with a cross, and then there was like a really hard overhand that I hit where I had him against the cage, and we worked on this in my camp a bunch where you reach down to grab their inside leg. So I like reached down to tap his knee on the inside, and then came over with the overhand, and that one hit really hard. And then like I felt like I was doing really good. We had a bunch of scrambles, like we were scrambling all over. He got me on the cage at one time and tried to get like some kind of like darce on me, and I like peeled his hands off. And then there was one point where I like faked a body cross, but I do it all the time where I like act like I'm gonna hit the body, but then I swing my foot to the head.
Oh, whoa!
So I went to cross to the body, and he also like he was gonna counter it, and he threw a cross, so he like leaned in, but it was actually a head kick for me.
Wow!
So I threw the head kick, and it hit him. When I watched the fight back, it actually looked like it hit him pretty hard.
Damn.
But in the moment, I felt like he just caught it.
Oh, yeah.
But actually what happened is it hit his head, and then when it hit his head, he like did this on it and like fell onto it.
Oh, so it felt like it. That's so wild, dude.
Yeah, but what happened, I never like done this escape before, but as soon as it hit his head and he caught it, once he caught it, I was like, oh no, I was like, I don't want him to take me down. So it hit his head, and I immediately like turned and did like a parkour roll. And while I was upside down, I kicked him like in the chest to push off of him, and it just like separated us, and we stood back up.
Cinematic shit, right?
Yeah,
that's tight.
Yeah, so like the second round, I thought I was doing really good, and like also right off the bat in the first round, he tried to take me down a ton of times. Like I think like 5 times he tried to take me down, and I blocked all of them.
Oh wow, nice.
And like we never went down. I shook him off or like turned him around and actually got him on the cage a bunch of the times. And I realized now I should have kept him on the cage and probably taken him down.
Oh yeah.
But I felt like he wanted to be there, so I was like kind of hesitant. And then also when I had him on the cage, you feel like you're there forever. And like if you keep someone on the cage the whole fight and like drag them down and like beat them down, my coaches are always telling me like you can do that and win. But in the moment I had him on the cage, and I'd be like here, and I'd be like working for stuff. And it was probably like 2 seconds that I was there. But in my head I was like, oh, I'm not doing anything. I gotta do something. And I'd break off and start striking.
Oh wow.
So I probably should have tried to take him down.
I'm sure, like in a crazy way.
And then into the second round, what was really crazy for me is like we got to the end of it, and I remember like feeling burning like in my chest. It's like I felt like fire in my veins.
Damn.
And like we were in the middle of striking, and I like felt like this burning in my chest. And I was like, am I tired? I was like, am I getting out of breath? And I was like, I'm not tired. I was like, I'm breathing fine. And I was like, all right, I guess I'll just ignore this. And then we ended up against the cage, and then the bell rang, and it turns out that burning was probably the adrenaline.
Oh wow.
Because like also like my vision was tunneling in, so I think that was all the adrenaline burning.
Yeah.
But like I remember in the middle of the fight questioning whether I was tired or not. Whoa. And then being like, no, I'm not tired. I'm breathing fine.
That's wild.
And yeah, so in the second round, the bell rang, and like when the bell rang, because I had done so good in the second round, the bell rang, I stood up, and in my head I was like, I'm about to win. I was like, I'm gonna win this fight. Oh. And then I literally took like 2 steps to my corner and turned around, and all my adrenaline dumped, and my legs just buckled, and they gave out, and I like was holding on to my coaches, and I don't even remember what they were.
Like you kind of told your body like, we got this, and it kind of like
like I was
powered down on you.
Yeah, like I was so excited because I felt like I did so good, and when the bell rang, like I was so confident. I was like, yeah, I'm about to win.
Wow.
And then I walked to the corner, and all the adrenaline hit, and my body gave out, and I was like, oh no. I was like, I can't stand. And then my coaches were trying to like tell me what I needed to do. And I don't even remember if I was like listening. I don't even remember what they said at that point. Mm-hmm. But I was like hanging on them, and I remember just being like, my legs are giving out. And then they were like, it's fine, it's just the adrenaline. And then when I was walking back out, my legs were like buckling the whole time. Damn. And that really slowed me down the third round. Like third round, I felt like I couldn't move forward.
Oh wow.
Actually, I could have, which if you watch the video of it, when he was attacking, I was moving back just fine.
Yeah.
And like I was following him around the ring just fine. But in my mind, I felt like I couldn't do anything. So I like, the third round was both of us kind of like not really doing that much.
Not really doing that much, yeah.
Yeah,
but you probably both like maybe had that adrenaline done.
Yeah. But he did a good job of like staying away from me, and when he did come forward, he wasn't really hitting me because I have like a pretty evasive style, and like I slipped and blocked pretty much everything. But he was throwing like bigger combos, and I would like slip everything and then roll under and like hit him with one shot. So I think he probably looked a lot better on the points, like throwing bigger combos and kind of like directing where the fight was. Oh yeah, it was crazy.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
What an incredible story to have already. That's wild. Are you going to do it again, do you think, ever? Or what do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking, I mean, I would like to do, I might do another one later this year because I would like to win one because I lost that one by decision.
Yeah. 29, 28?
Yeah. I don't even know what it was.
Well, it sounds like it had to have been maybe 2 rounds till that second one sounded like it was yours, right?
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know how they looked at it. I felt like I was winning the second round, so
yeah.
My coaches wanted to get the scorecard, but I don't think they did because they wanted to see how it looked.
You can't never, like the judges, especially, I don't know if it's, I mean, at the professional level, at UFC level, there's always fuckery still.
Yeah.
So you can't rely on judges to do anything right, really. But
yeah, and I think with the way that I was fighting, sometimes it's hard to tell because I move backwards a lot. Like I should move forwards more, but I move backwards a lot.
But that's part of your style.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Izzy does that, you know?
Yeah. Because like if you watch a lot of our exchanges, I think if you just see them in like fast motion, probably even the judges, you might not be able to tell. But like he was throwing like 5 or 6 punches, and I was like, a lot of them I did the same thing a lot of times. Like he would throw the jab and I would parry it, then he would throw the right hand and I'd roll under it and hit him in the jaw, and then he'd throw something else like the kick and I'd block it, and then I'd roll under something else and hit him.
Yeah.
But if you look at it in fast motion, a lot of times it looks like he's just like hitting me a bunch. Yeah. But most of them weren't connecting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very subtle thing sometimes what's happening, what's really happening there. Did you feel like it was 3 different fights because there's always like each round is a fight, and then there's the arc of the whole fight. Did you like feel the whole arc of it, or did it feel like almost 3 individuals, or like how did that feel?
I think it just felt like one big
one.
fight. Yeah, to me, it felt like, because we have our pro team classes, our pro class, what they call it, where it's all like the people who are fighters, or it's like pro fighters and amateur fighters who are like trying to go pro and stuff a lot. And so we have that training a bunch, and we do like 5-minute rounds, or not 5. We do 5-minute rounds, but we usually do like 6 to 8 of them.
Oh shit!
And we'll be like, and it goes. Some people go pretty hard. I go a lot lighter most of the time. Yeah. But like being in the ring, it just felt like a pro class, like a more intense pro class. It felt like I was in pro class, and people were going like 100%.
Wow.
But it was shorter. Like in camp, my training, I was training like 3 to 4 hours in the morning, and then like an hour or 2 at night. So I'd come in the morning, and we'd do cage work in the morning, then I'd do jiu-jitsu, and then I'd do Muay Thai, and then we'd do like my camp stuff where I would spend like another 30 minutes like hitting pads specifically with just me and my coach. And like they would do stuff where they had one person like wrapped up in pads, and they'd be like pushing me around, and I'd be like getting off of them, then hit pads with someone else, and like grapple against the wall. So that was like 3 or 4 hours in the morning. Then I'd come back from pro class at night on Tuesdays and Fridays. So like being in the ring, like, it was way easier than training.
Yeah, that's like kind of the goal, right? You know?
Yeah. But it was
like
just the intensity.
There's so many more variables. It's like being like the stuff you'll do at height is kind of easier than what you'll do on the ground sometimes.
Yeah.
If you kick I don't know if it's like that, but
yeah, it kind of is.
In a way, like you're never gonna. But there's also way more to think about up there. So.
Yeah, it's just the intensity and stuff was so much higher.
Damn.